Hello. Alright, gonna do some gesture drawing using this reference pack. It is from Graphite Studio, and there is an affiliate link with them. So if you get this using my code, I think you get like a % off. Alright, there's a 20% discount if you use the code Ahmed Elduri. And they have some free ones too, so go follow them, check it out. They always have really great reference, poses, quality, photography, lighting, all that. And I'm gonna use this app called Gesture Drawing with an exclamation mark to sort of randomize from the folder. All right, I'm gonna go with 5 minutes each. Let's just go, dude. Okay, I'm gonna keep the reference a little small. First thing I'm gonna do is make a new layer. I'm gonna use this brush, which of course brushes are always free. You can find the link in the description. Just put 0 in the field on Gumroad. Feel free to leave a tip if you want, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I like to do a line for the shoulders, line for the hips, and just kind of do a simple stick figure. I mean, I guess it's kind of more complex than a regular stick figure, but this makes it easier, especially for the first warm-ups. Got the skull, got a hand. Looks like her shoulders are kind of being pushed forward. Got the neck coming out like this. I'm just gonna do a circle for the head. All right. I don't always do this, but I don't know, just getting in the zone. This is a very helpful way to do it. I'm gonna lower the opacity and just do another pass on top. Kind of loosely letting these lines indicate. I'm not too concerned with, you know, having a super accurate, I guess, version of the. I mean, man, drawing and talking at the same time. I'm not trying to be too accurate to the reference. It's more just like indicative and, you know, allowing a little bit of style and flourish to kind of come through. But yeah, this Graphite Studio, they come out with really great reference packs pretty frequently, and I believe it's, you know, run by a concept art studio. So they know what they're looking for. They know what works for illustrations, keyframes, viz dev, and it shows, especially the turnaround ones, because then you can kind of locate the right angle that you might be looking for your drawing, or just do what I'm doing here and just randomize and kind of let that guide what it is you draw. You know, maybe you don't know what to draw, but just hitting that random button in this gesture drawing app kind of does the work for you. Like rolling the dice. Let the RNG kind of take over instead of trying to find the perfect thing to warm up with. Here for the head, so I have like a little egg shape there. I'm just going to do a line like this and a little triangle for the eye there. Not too concerned again with accuracy. Just kind of let that little triangle for the eye be a landmark for where I'm going to put the ear, because I know this ear is higher than that little triangle, so I'm just going to draw that there. Do you know what I mean? Keep it simple. Keep it quick. Yeah, there we go. And everything else just falls into place. You can do another little triangle for the nose, maybe a little line for the mouth, and there we go. I think 5 minutes is pretty good for me because it gives me enough time to do the gesture block in, kind of like that initial skeleton I drew, and then a bit of refinement just to kind of put in the details of what is what. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. It'll come back to me, I'm sure. Oh yeah, so a lot of their references are not clothed, so, you know, be sure to keep that in mind if you're concerned with NSFW situations. Like if you're at work, it might not be a good idea to look at their catalog. So, but they also have a lot of clothed ones like this one. And there's costumed like pirates, Vikings, ballerinas, not elf creatures, but elf characters with robes, wigs, all that stuff. And yes. Got 20 seconds left on this one. And yeah, I don't know if I already mentioned this, but I do like to keep the reference pretty small so that I'm not too caught up in detail. But if I wanted to add another 5 minutes, I might end up just making it bigger, making another pass at like another low opacity. But let's just move on to the next one. We'll see what that one is. Okay. Yeah, I love the pose here. You got shoulders doing something like that, the spine angled like this, so I'm going to put a bit of a curve to it, and then the shoulder, what are these things called? Hips, not shoulders, are doing something like that. So this angle and that angle are very important to make sure they have that kind of relationship. I'm sure there's a bit of inaccuracy there with what I drew, but that's all right. I'm not trying to be accurate. I wonder if I'm saying that because I can't do it accurately, or can I? Maybe I can, but I'm just not concerned with that. I've put in my time being accurate back at art school and all that. And you know, the academic approach with careful accuracy is very beneficial. It helps you kind of what am I trying to say? Like it helps you slow down and become pretty aware of what is going on and what to look for. So I wouldn't try to jump in there and be fast right away. I think taking the time to learn things slowly is very important, but that's not what I'm doing right now. Gonna apply basic shapes for the hair there. And in this case, like if I want to kind of find simple landmark shapes to kind of work from, if you look at the negative space between the head and the arm and the shoulder, it's like you can kind of fit a triangle there. So if I just draw like a triangle in here, it kind of gives me a nice like mini quick guide to tell me where the hand is over here. It's going to be like about right there. I wonder what she's holding. Je ne sais pas. Alright, so let's see. That leg kind of comes out over here. The hamstring is really prominent there. It's kicking out. And that's doing that. Got some coarse shadow action here. Woo, okay, cool. Sometimes I'll like put these like this little equal sign there where the behind the knee, and that's kind of like what the hamstrings are. You have these two biceps femoris and I think the semitendinosus muscles, which are the actual hamstrings. I think it's semitendinosus. I'm sure any of you anatomy masters can correct me on that. Let's see. Got the calf muscle. Let's lay in that little shadow there. Cool. Got the ankle. Got this situation, little bell shape. I love the shapes happening here. The negative space, you know, because it's like it's not just a straight line. It's you got the knee and then almost like a shelf coming off like that, going down to the ankles. So the other thing I'm using is the rotation. So I'm using actually a Huon tablet. I think it's the Inspiroi something. It's a large tablet. I switched back to using a tablet instead of a screen tablet, just to kind of change things up. I think both are great. I think overall I do prefer just a regular tablet, but you know, each one has their benefits. I think with a screen tablet, I certainly become more careful with what I'm drawing. So I'm making decisions more carefully. All right, so here I think I messed up the angle of her upper body, but that's fine. That is perfectly fine. This is just a warm-up. So, you know, if you do have a tablet and you're wondering why you don't have tilt on, so maybe the brush you're using doesn't have tilt as a part of it. So if you go, I'm assuming you're using Photoshop, if you go up to brushes, under shape dynamics, where it says angle jitter, I don't know why it's 2%, but the control should be set to pen tilt. And that will help you do it. Cool, let's go next. Okay. That's interesting. So that's a back angle. Let's look for something from the front. Oh, that's cool. Got the drapery going. Gonna skip that though, because that's not what I want to draw. Just the actual body. Oh, you know, I like that, even though it's a back view. A really cool hunch. So we got this shape, this angle for the hips, and then this angle for the shoulders. I'm going to go ahead and actually emphasize that and move the shoulders a little bit more for a bit of style. And then the spine kind of curves over like that. Very nice. Let's see, you got this foot, this leg in front of the other. Okay. It's a very cool hunch. And then you have the elbow here. So like, to simplify things, I'll just put landmarks of where I feel things are. And then the shoulder kind of just, oh wait, we want to move that because we moved the shoulder here. Okay. And, you know, the more you do this kind of carefully and slowly, the quicker you can do it. Like this. If you can draw it slow, you can draw it fast. If you can play it slow, you can play it fast. That's a violin YouTube channel reference. 2 Cent Violin, great channel. Funny dudes. And very talented. See, whenever I'm setting up the skeleton like this, or the armature, if you will, I'll like kind of fixate on a small part, like the hands here, instead of finish the rest of the setup. But I forgive myself. And the head is just... The head is actually like, if you see this kind of line of action of the arm, it kind of continues here in the head. What I'm going to do is take that head and move it over to the right to just emphasize that pose. So like here's where it is lining up, and the eye would be here, but I'm going to take that and make it a little bit further just to kind of emphasize and over exaggerate that pose there. Start with the ponytail thing. That means we're going to see the chin, line, a little triangle for the eye. Just do a little circle there for the ear. Cool. I like it. Yeah, I guess I'll get to the legs. Let me pause that real quick. So for the legs, what I like to do is imagine that, you know, for the upper leg, it's like a cylinder like this, right? You have the knee, or whatever, and this is facing away from us. The lower leg, or the calf muscle, it's another cylinder, right? But what I'll do is kind of imply that it's more of a upside down bowling pin. So let me just redo that. Right? And you know, the ankles are here. You have the foot like that or something. But the way it connects is not like it kind of goes directly underneath and connects like that, but instead it's further back. And earlier I said that I put an equal sign here for the hamstring. So if we just draw the hamstrings there, the calf muscle actually goes up and interlocks over like that, right? And so that just by doing that, it feels a bit more realistic or believable. So so it's as if that this bottom leg is actually a shape like this, and it kind of interlocks right there. Right, so it kind of sits right in. I guess I could do another quick diagram from a slightly different angle. So here's the equal sign, and here's the knee. If the lower leg is kind of angled down or upward, like she's bending her knee, so we have that situation. It's like this equal sign. This part is going to go in between those, so it kind of just locks right into there. Yeah. So thought I'd mention that before I draw this over here. Let's resume. So here's the calf muscle interlocking right between those two hamstring tendons. Make the reference smaller so I can get a better get a better fear for the proportion, get a better feel for the proportion. Oh, and the way I'm changing the brush size so quickly is I'm using what is called a deluxe designer keyboard. It has a nice wheel on it that allows you to change brush size pretty quickly. It can be used for scrolling as well. All right. Give me a front view. There is no shame in picking different references when you're randomizing. I mean, you could challenge yourself to say, oh, I have to do whatever it gives me. That's fine. But do whatever you want. Okay, so this one I'm going to draw really small first. So we got the shoulder line, and then it connects to the hip line doing something like that. It's going to make a little connection there. Going to put a rib cage in there. All right. The upper arms are doing something like this. Easy, very easy triangle to spot right there. And actually another triangle here for the sternocleidomastoid neck muscle, but I'm not too concerned with that right now. Let's make the stick figure. So I made the hips too small and too close. Let's make that like this. If you are having trouble placing the feet of the person you're drawing or of a character that you're drawing, just try to draw a little perspective grid there so that the feet are planted on something. And even when you have that, you could even draw like the footprints of the character and then build up from it so that it feels like the person standing on something. All right, cool pose. Lower the opacity. not that much. And then just lay in some basic indicators of the details. Yo, she's shredded. Abs, man. Alright, I got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to wrap this up. So I think this is a fine pace. For a second I thought I was spending too much time on like those little core shadows and stuff. That's fine. I'll probably do one more after this and then call it a warm-up. A warm-up complete. Alright, this is going to be tricky. So where is her head? So we got... see, initially I drew that line there for that muscle, but it's actually closer to here. Then the angle of the jaw. So you could fit a triangle here, I just noticed. Okay, we'll just put that in to help us find our way. And then there's another triangle here. That tells us where her face ends. Just going to draw these little lines for the eyes for now. And then now I'm just going to look at that kind of core shadow happening starting from her forehead and going down to the chin area. And just fill that in. Just very lightly. Very lightly indeed. Got the eyebrow. Got the nostril. Got the mouth. Cool. So now I see that the chin should be lower and kind of overlapping that trapezius muscle behind her. So all this was wrong. Redo it. Core shadow. Oh no. All right, I'm gonna give myself more time. Let's fill that in. Yeah, whatever. That's good enough for that. It would be cool in the future if we can kind of like plug into some kind of virtual reality, like the Matrix, where it kind of feels fully real, to have like digital figure drawing sessions. And if, you know, the model is in a really cool pose that's pretty much impossible to do in real life, you could just have them pause and float there and rotate it at any angle with your classmates also there with you. That would be so cool. Just got your drawing pad and your infinite supplies. Or who knows, maybe in the future even digital supplies will have their limits and they're monetized like microtransactions. No, not in my school. Yep, I made the lower body way too long. Or I mean, no. It's just my style. Never heard that excuse before. I mean, sometimes it's a legitimate reason for the things you do. But, I don't know, you know, getting feedback can be kind of difficult. So I can see why a lot of people just become defensive that way and say that, oh, it's just my style, or, oh, I intended it to be this way, blah, blah, blah. I totally understand. I've been there. But I think the best mindset of being a student is ideally just, it has nothing to do with you. The feedback is not about your worth as a person. All it is just an evaluation of your work. And hopefully it's from somebody who knows what they're talking about. But even if it's someone who doesn't know what they're talking about, you know, you can still learn something. Just have to bite the bullet sometimes. Actually, yeah, cool. I'm just gonna move on from this one. Actually, yeah, let's erase that underdrawing. We'll keep the stick though. Alright, one more. Putting us at about a 25-minute warm-up. That's cool, that's cool. What else do we got? Alright, whatever the next one after this is, I'm going to do it. Oh, okay. Actually, it's a really good one. Got lucky. Alright, cool. So, shoulder line. Looks like the gesture is doing something like that. Got the hip line. They're pretty parallel. Alright, this is a slightly different approach. This is just all gestural right now. But sir, there's only one way to draw figures. What are you doing? Nah, dude, there's many. It's infinite. I think it's important to learn multiple approaches, of course, though. There's a certain essence that you can capture with gesture. You can capture the essence and then exaggerate it and kind of add your own little flares and magic to it. Let's make that smaller. Okay, got the quads, hamstring, gluteus. I'm just gonna put all of this stuff in shadow once I get the outline in. Cool. This, I guess, is going to be one of those videos where, you know, it's like a in-school demonstration kind of thing, where I'm obviously not going to be talking or entertaining the entire time, because that's not really the point, but rather going through the motions as if it's an over-the-shoulder kind of demo. I've made the head too small. Or did I? It's fine. Yo, spring is just around the corner. This has been I know I mentioned in my last video, but very tough winter. Being locked up because of the situation. Go ahead and erase this area. Might revisit it to add details of the forms that the abdominal muscles are doing. Oh, that hand would be really tricky to draw. Luckily, I don't have enough time to do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick implication of it instead, because of the implication. Oh, it's always sunny. When I'm looking at core shadows like that, sometimes I'm actually squinting my eyes so that like this whole thing kind of groups into its own visual, and I'll just be able to see the shape rather than the form in that instance. Cool. All right, about 8 seconds left. I don't feel like drawing the stick in there. Let's see if I can nail this ellipse. Nope. 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 You know, it's closer. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Fun. All right, let's take a look at them. Oh, cool. Yeah. Nice. All right. Heck yeah. Look, I'm just trying to be more positive about my own work. All right, just calm down for a sec. All right. Anyway, hope that was helpful. Definitely check out the Graphite Studio reference packs. Definitely want to be doing more videos more often as I start to feel freed up with my own, you know, emotional well-being. So, thanks for watching. The links are in the description below, and have a good one. All right.